Hey guys, it's Caleb with White Metal Games here. So recently on our Facebook page, we put forth requests asking people what they wanted to see more of, and one of the unanimous requests we got was more tips, tutorials, and sort of strategies and ways to do things. So I thought I would start tonight with a quick tip. So I'm going to be putting this on Bella Lost Souls, but as a blog article. But for those of you that don't read Bella Lost Souls, then this will be a nice hobby tip for you. So this is going to be banking flight stands. So actually, let me grab it for you so you can see. Oh, here it is. Good. So banking flight, you see my cat back there running around? So banking flight stands are just this, basically. It's a flight stand where you can actually have the figure canted off to the side, like the plane or the Helldrake. Let's be honest, the Helldrake is doing a banking maneuver. This would be useful for some models. The flyers that are not too big or bulky. Ones that come to mind are the Helldrake, of course, the Storm Talon. When the Tyranids drop their Harpy, I'm sure it'll work really well for that. The Dark Angels Raven flyer, I forget what it's called right now, that one would work really well. The ones that probably would not work well for this are the bigger, bulkier ones like the Storm Eagle, the Storm Talon, not the Storm Talon, the Storm Raven. Storm Talon would probably be fine. The Necron Sphinx, I'm a little sorry, my cat has a habit of messing stuff up on my workshop. I don't know what he's doing. Hey! Anyway, if I sound a little under the weather tonight, it's because I'm a little under the weather tonight. So, anyway, so the important thing to note when you do this is that you need to make sure that if the model is the model is going to lean off to one side. So when you do this, you have to bear in mind that the weight is going to be pulled to that one side. So if I put a model here, the weight is going to kind of be down here. So you need to think about that when you think about counterbalancing it. So if you plan to do this and you have, let's say this is your ship, just for sake of argument. Over here on the right-hand side, where I'm looking at right here, you need to put some extra weight on this side over here. If you don't, the model's going to tend to tip this way, tend to roll. The other option is to put some extra weight, not in the model itself, but down here on the base. So if you put it down here, still on the opposite side of where you're canting to, then you will be able to, I think, hold up normally. Now, I've tested this out with just a regular Helldrake model, and it works just fine because it's a very light model. But if you were going to do something dynamic with it, like really have it going at like a very, very, very steep angle, I wouldn't recommend it. You really want to just go very, very light. This is about a 45-degree angle, I think, and that's enough. More than that, and you're really going to be risking it. So, how do you do it? All right, so here's the way it works. What you basically need is you need your flight stand, and you need a heat gun. A heat gun is kind of like an industrial hairdryer. You can get one of these at most of your do-it-yourself stores. They're about $20. These things go up to about 1,600 degrees Fahrenheit, which is around 1,500 watts of power. So what that means is they'll put a drain on your power, but not terribly bad. These kits will come with a variety of these little nozzles. I'm going to be quite honest with you. This is the only nozzle I've ever used. Once it's on there, I just leave it on there. What's he doing? So once it's on there, I just leave it on there. And the reality is it gets hot, so it's not like you're going to change it out much. I think the other nozzles, they have stuff that looks like vacuum cleaner nozzles and long, wide nozzles. I think they could be useful for other applications. I just haven't experimented with it much yet. I'm a creature of habit. Once I find something that works, I tend to stick to it. Unless there's a new technique I want to learn, and then I tend to go after it. So the way this is going to work is you're going to use the heat gun to heat the flight stand. There's two key aspects to this. The first off is that the flight stand has to be heated here in the middle, basically where my hand is. If you heat it too much to the tip, then the flight stand up here where it needs to go into the model is going to bend and warp, and that's going to be a problem. So you need to heat it here. So think of it if you were like painting the model. You really want to just hit with your brush or the air here in the center of the model. The second kick is that you don't want to force this. When this thing is starting to bend, you'll see it starting to bend. So you distribute the heat nice and evenly until the heat finally gets enough to the point that this thing bows on its own. Once that happens, you just give it a little tug, and then that's it. Then you want to rapidly cool it just by breathing, sort of cooling it off. The other thing I use for this is a box top. The reason for that is this is going to get really, really hot. So normally what I like to do is I like to take this, put it in the box, and then that way I don't have anything hitting me heat-wise. Because I'm doing this for a YouTube video and I want you guys to be able to see it, I'm not going to do that. Normally I would do this in my lap. So bear in mind that this is going to be a little different. So I'm going to do the heating now. This is going to get kind of loud, so I may either kill the volume for this part or overlap it with some music or something. So if it gets loud, you've been warned, okay? Now remember, I'm trying to aim for this center section right here. Right here, you see it? Okay, very good. So here we go. I like to roll mine. You're gonna work slowly. Be patient. Don't stress it. Take your time. I'm using it on the low setting. Most of these have two settings, a high and a low. I'm using it on the low setting. High, I find, is just too hot too fast and it'll work things. You want to heat this but not destroy it. Can you guys see that I'm going here in the middle? You can see the tip of the gun gets really, really nice and hot there. So I'm going to test it, see how we're doing. And it's starting to get warm, but it's still certainly not anywhere near hot enough. This is crazy. And he's found my paint. Hey! I need that. Damn it. Alright, let's see how we're doing. So, it's still just not getting hot enough. So, I think what this is a case of is that normally when I have it down in the box here, it creates like a sauna or an oven. So I'm going to try that now. I'm going to have to do it. I don't know if I'm going to do it off screen or not. Let me see if I can't get the camera to tilt down to it. Let's see. Maybe. Yeah, it's possible. Alright. I'll try to keep it on camera if I can. Alright, so this is going to create like a sauna or sort of like a hot area. So the heat's going to coalesce in there. Feel the heat rising out of the box, so I know it's starting to work. It's getting really, really warm in this box. Oh, see it starting to bend? Alright, we're getting there. Bear in mind, we don't want to try to get to the tip, we just want to get here in the middle. Let's see if we're there. Oh, we are there. Alright. So we bend it just a little bit, and I'm going to bend it a little bit back, and that's it. Now just hold it for a few seconds, and it will cool off. Try to avoid touching any of these parts of the plastic while you're doing it, because it will, in fact, your fingerprints, if it's too hot, your fingerprints could become stuck in it, and you don't want that. Okay, so there we go. Nice, done. Let's test it out, shall we? Hang tight. Don't let me forget to get my glue in a minute, guys. All right, let's give this a shot. We just have this Heldrake we just recently did, and you are actually seeing me test this for the first time on camera. Here we go, and there it is, canting off to the side. So nice. Bent. Looks like he's sort of banking a little bit. There you go. Easy, quick, effective, not bad. Now, if I wanted to, I could have had him banking forward a little bit, but I like him banking off to the side. I think it looks dynamic without going overboard. Now, one thing I might want to do with this model, with that banking, because he's banking pretty hard, is what I might want to do is put some more weights down here on this right side of the model at the base, or I might want to position his wings so that, you know, this one is dragging down the ground a little bit or something like that, a little lower. So that's it. I hope you've enjoyed this hobby tip for banking your flight stands. And yeah, and if you have your own solution to this conundrum, then please respond in the comments below. You know, let me know how you do it. I know with the new ball and socket joints, it's pretty cool. It's a good way to do it with a lot of models, but with the flight stands the way they are, I don't know if you can do a ball and socket joint. So hope you've enjoyed. Put your money's where your mouth is. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, and if you like us, give us a like on Facebook. We're looking to grow our audience. And in addition, follow us on War Council. We've got a new podcast about 40K, things 40K related, and we are looking for subscribers to give us some reviews, tell us what you think. So that's it till next time, guys.